Introduced in Tyco's 1977 catalog, the SD24 makes its very first appearance. Equipped with Tyco's semi-new power-torque motor, the SD24 comes in three schemes: Union Pacific, Burlington, and the fictional Coming Round the Mountain, which has been covered in a previous video. Some may point out the nearly identical appearance to Atlas's SD24, and interestingly, they share nearly the same shell. All of Tyco's SD24s came with unique truck covers that were never used on another locomotive, making them a standout in any Tyco collection. Although only 3 are introduced in 1977, there are actually 5 production variations that won't appear until later in the catalog. Out of all 5, the Coming Round the Mountain was the only locomotive to ever be featured in a set. Along with the 5 production variations, there are also 2 prototype examples, being the Western Pacific and the Southern Pacific. Both of these locomotives reside in private collections, and their current location is unknown. Also worthy of note is how prototypical Tyco's Burlington SD24 actually is. For being a company that produces many fantasy schemes, the Burlington example is definitely a special piece. Also featured in the 1977 catalog is the Tyco Coming Around the Mountain set, and its history can be found in the card in the top right of the video. All 3 of the SD24s offered in the 1977 catalog are still featured in the 1978 catalog, as well as the Coming Round the Mountain train set. Once again, all 3 of the SD24s offered previously remain in the catalog for 1979, although the Coming Round the Mountain set has changed slightly since its last appearance. In 1980, the SD24 offerings finally change, and the Coming Round the Mountain is removed from the catalog along with its set. Replacing the Coming Round the Mountain is a chassis system SD24. This variant is among some of Tyco's most stunning locomotives, and the paint is truly spectacular, even though the chassis never owned any SD24s. In 1981, the SD24 offerings remain identical from the 1980 offerings. In 1982, the SD24 appearances change and shrink due to the slow decline of Tyco during the next few years. After only a 2-year run in the catalog, the chassis system SD24 is no longer offered and does not make any more appearances. Along with it, the Burlington SD24 after its 5-year catalog run meets the same fate as the chassis. The Union Pacific SD24 is the only remaining locomotive of the original 3 offered in 1977. There is some good news as we get our second new variation since 1977, being the Rio Grande scheme. Interestingly, the Rio Grande locomotive appears to be equipped with black truck frames, although it was actually sold with the typical gray-colored truck covers of the others. Apart from that, there are no other changes to the SD24 offerings during this year. In 1983, we see the unfortunate loss of the Union Pacific variant, leaving only the Rio Grande SD24 to represent the offerings of 1983. The 1984 catalog appears identical from the 1983 catalog. This repeats until 1986, where the Tyco catalogs end for good. The Rio Grande is the last SD24 to be offered in the catalog in '86. It's the last to go, and with it goes most of Tyco's line. Fortunately, many of these locomotives have made it into the hands of collectors and are cared for by their owners. I own 2 of the 5 variants, being the Coming Round the Mountain and the Burlington. So next time you're at your local hobby store and see one of these wonderful locomotives, consider picking it up and enjoy it, and continue to share its history for future generations to enjoy. And with that, I think the story of Tyco's SD24 comes to a final close.